So, of course, presidents have clashed with courts before. But what if the law itself said they didn't have to listen? That's what some legal experts say is happening right now with Trump's new One Big Beautiful Bill. And what makes it different from any power grab we've seen in modern history. Tucked deep inside the bill, barely discussed in mainstream headlines, is a line that reads, "No court of the United States may use appropriated funds to enforce a contempt citation for failure to comply with an injunction if no security was given." From a non-lawyer, I believe this is the translation. If a federal judge issues an injunction, like a legal order to stop something, but the person requesting that order didn't post a financial bond, the court might not be allowed to punish anyone for ignoring it. Legal experts like Erwin Chemerinsky, who is the dean of UC Berkeley Law, has called this stunning. Because in many public interest lawsuits, like civil rights cases, immigration challenges, or constitutional claims, courts often waive the bond requirement. Plaintiffs can't afford it, and judges know that doesn't mean the case isn't valid. This new rule could render those injunctions toothless, impossible to enforce, if the defendant simply ignores the court. Donald Trump has a long history of calling judges activists and challenging the legitimacy of court rulings, whether on immigration bans, gag orders, or his own criminal investigations. This provision would make it significantly harder for courts to hold him or anyone in his administration in contempt for ignoring an order. And here's the twist. It could even apply retroactively to existing injunctions. That means court rulings that are currently active could suddenly become unenforceable. In effect, this bill gives Trump and possibly future presidents legal cover to sidestep the judiciary. Now let's be clear. Trump wouldn't be the first president to butt heads with the courts. But what makes this different is that he's trying to change the rules. Here's some past examples. Andrew Jackson in 1832, when the Supreme Court ruled in Worcester v. Georgia that Georgia couldn't force Native Americans off their land, Jackson allegedly responded, "John Marshall has made his decision, now let him enforce it." He defied the court, and thousands of Native Americans were forcibly removed in the Trail of Tears. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln, Chief Justice Roger Taney ruled that Lincoln's suspension of habeas corpus was unconstitutional. Lincoln ignored the decision, but did so during wartime at least. And I guess Congress later backed him up with legislation. So there's that. And then you have Dwight Eisenhower in 1957. When Arkansas defied school desegregation rules, Eisenhower did the opposite. He sent in the National Guard to enforce the court's decision and protect black students. So what makes Trump's move unique is this. Past presidents defied the court and faced political or legal consequences. Trump's bill tries to prevent those consequences from happening in the first place. So instead of challenging a judge and risking contempt, this bill could make it impossible for courts to act if a bond wasn't posted with the injunction. This undermines the principle of checks and balances, the idea that no one branch of government can overrule the others unilaterally. The founders were crystal clear on this. James Madison, author of the Constitution, warned, the accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary, in the same hands, may justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny. As of now, the bill has passed the House and is heading to the Senate. Legal challenges are almost certain if this provision remains. But if it's upheld, we could see a major shift in how federal courts operate and whether they still have the power to hold the executive branch accountable at all. So this isn't just a Trump story. It's a constitutional moment. One where we all need to ask who holds power and who, if anyone, can stop them. In my forever awkward transition moment, if you care about the balance of power in this country, this is one to watch. And please consider liking, subscribing, dropping a comment, sharing this video wherever you do that sort of thing. And let me know, do you think courts should be stripped of their power to enforce their own rulings? Or is this just another way to fight back against judicial overreach?